There have been some garbage individuals really exposing themselves over this Charlie Kirk situation, and this right here, this video of this 19-year-old garbage pile Ryder Corral, just walking through an Arizona memorial. Okay, I think that this was right outside the the church that Charlie regularly used to attend, going through and just kicking it down. I think it's a perfect representation. Okay, not just of your just average workaday liberal. Okay, and how they're reacting, and also how they are destroying things for themselves, but it's also a perfect representation of how the gaming industry is handling this. You could just turn a blind eye. You could just go on with your life. You don't have to comment on a situation. For all of those leftists that are out there saying, oh, we're being fired, oh, we're being attacked because we're not accepting Charlie Kirk as our Lord and Savior, we're not praising him like a saint. Nobody's saying you have to do that. All we're just simply saying is, if you're going to say something, have some decency, don't call for any more violence, and don't lionize a killer. Can you just simply have a little bit of human decency and not break the law? Is that too much to ask? Apparently for so many liberals, apparently for so many in the games industry, that is in fact a bridge too far. Because we can run down the individuals, okay, because talked about it on Friday, recorded that on Thursday, about the Ghost of Yotai, developer or artist or something like that, celebrating the death. Also seen something about a Square Enix North American localizer also doing the same. There are so many different scumbags and piles of garbage in the gaming industry that are just showing their true colors over the situation, that the likes of Tectone and Asmongold were calling at the end of last week to just, compile a list of the people that are associated to these games, get them out there, and, well, let people know who they could theoretically be supporting with their money. And apparently such a list has popped up with, yes, somebody has created a Steam list for games where developers have posted something terrible about Charlie Kirk. And yeah, the curator account itself, okay, at time that Grums had its screenshot, now it has, at least to my account, over 6,500 followers. That's beautiful. Jeez, I just pulled this up, and no word of a lie, about an hour ago, and yeah, it's just gone up by 500 followers, which is beautiful to see. I'm not logged in on the desktop version of Steam, but yeah, I would be following this because it shows, both developers that, yeah, as you can see right here, yeah, recommended, whether or not they said something good about Kirk, denounced the violence, or in the case of certain companies, if they have acted foolish. And the one that was most foolish ended up happening early Monday morning, and that would be straight out of the Bethesda account, which is just, man, as a first-party Xbox, as a first-party Microsoft studio, you think you would be able to comport yourself just a little bit better, especially in light of such recent failures like Starfield and its affiliated DLC, how people hold absolutely no faith in the upcoming Elder Scrolls 6. The one win that you did have had a tumultuous fall off in the Oblivion remaster, and hell, you really didn't even do anything in regards to that. But you would think you would be attempting to ingratiate yourself to your audience just a little bit. Somebody should be able to read the room, but apparently some intern or whoever's working your social media, when they aren't tweeting about player counts, because you can't actually tweet about sales numbers for Doom the Dark Ages, but you got Bethesda tweets and then deletes a video appearing to mock the Kirk tragedy. Yeah, because when I first seen this, it's like, what exactly do we have here? Okay, because here's what I seen Monday morning. It's like, okay, in case they yeet the clip, all I seen was just this post right here, okay, and it just said Bethesda, good kitty, and it's like, am I supposed to see something? Or I think this was a different Grums post that was up there. It's like, do you see it? Do you see what they're doing right here? And it's like, is this supposed to be some type of, okay, one of the 50 Easter eggs that you missed in this picture? And it's like, I don't know what we're doing right here. But yeah, an out of context clip for a game that is about to turn 1 year old, that I don't think is celebrating any sort of milestone. I don't think there's any DLC coming out. This isn't hyping up anything about the game, and if you couldn't tell from Troy Baker's Indiana Jones impersonation, you couldn't tell anything about the game at all whatsoever. There is nothing at all that you could piece together as to why in the blue hell Bethesda would be putting out this clip. But because, people obviously knew that, they're going to be getting some heat on this, they ended up recording the video, and here it is, the 9-second clip out there, and well, you can go ahead and deduce for yourself.
Huh. Nice place. You don't care much about these fascists, do you?
That's it. That's all that is there. Why would you do that? Why would you put that out there? Now, normally, I wouldn't like to jump to conclusions on anything like this, but after years and years of everybody in the gaming, I suppose I should be a little bit more particular with my words, everybody in the Western AAA gaming space calling gamers fascists, all of you right-wing Nazis that are out there. You need to go out there, you need to punch a Nazi, orange man bad, all of that shit, and in the aftermath of the biggest political assassination of my lifetime, you decide to tweet out something so out of context about, oh, you don't really care about these fascists at all, do ya? Well, or while the entire Western gaming AAA space, I did not see, that's not a pun at all whatsoever, that was completely and totally unintentional. Like I said earlier today, like I've seen many sporting organizations, the New York Yankees, the Dallas Cowboys, put up enormous Charlie Kirk memorial graphics before the game. I'm not saying that the AAA space needs to do that, but it's conspicuous that nobody has done that, especially when you compare and contrast to what they were doing 5 years ago with all of those press X to denounce white supremacy. Oh, need to celebrate the life of George Floyd. We know exactly what you're doing. We know exactly what you're doing. So in the wake of the tragic assassination of Charlie Kirk last week, outrage has erupted over Bethesda, a major video game studio. Yes, a major Microsoft-owned video game studio, being accused of mocking his death online. The post in question has since been deleted, but as of this writing, Bethesda has not issued an apology or statement addressing the backlash. And yes, I can go ahead and confirm that because at time of recording, that could of course change by Tuesday, because I would imagine, because that shit has been trending all fucking day, they might come around and have a statement. It's like there's been a couple of other places, and specifically what was it, DC Comics, right after they fired that beluga whale responsible for the Red Hood run, they had a statement saying, oh yeah, no, they've been turfed. I would imagine Bethesda might come out with something by then, but it's still, it went out there. They decided that this was something that they wanted to run with, at least for a short term boost in popularity. Not promoting a game, not promoting anything, just simply a peek into a broken mind that is just so divorced from reality. It's insane. You see the overwhelming support for Charlie Kirk, and you think now is the time to stick it to the fascist Nazi bigots. Good stuff. So the controversy began when a Bethesda producer allegedly posted on X in a way to that appeared to trivialize or mock Charlie Kirk's death. The video in question was from Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, a game that actually received critical praise for the studio. It's still trash. It's like a really fucking boring, stupid game with broken-ass mechanics and a bunch of member berries, basic bitch puzzles, and it fell off the face of the earth in under a month. So in the first-person scenario on display, Indy pets a cat and says, you don't care much about these fascists, do you? Which, yeah, in the confines of the story that is being told, okay, like, Indy is up against real Nazis, not the fake ones that the internet people want you to think are around every corner. But now, repurposing that for the real life, it's like, whenever I hear that in a AAA game at this point in time, we know why I got put there, man. It's just so fucking tiring. Screenshots began circulating almost immediately, sparking anger across social media platforms. Bethesda's official account has remained silent, but the post was removed shortly after gaining traction. No apology has been issued, nor has Bethesda clarified whether the comments reflected the company's positions or were the personal opinions of an employee. Well, it had the little badging at the end of it that would suggest it was an official post, not just somebody on a whim with a screen capture, but the lack of response has only fueled more criticism. Many believe that if Bethesda wants to protect its brand, it must swiftly address what happened, especially given how politically charged the national conversation is right now. And while we haven't gotten anything official from Bethesda, we can just peer on over to Blue Sky. Of course we have to go over to Blue Sky to find a producer from Bethesda. After gamers complained, the official account posted the clip from their Indiana Jones game. After people called them out, they panic deleted it, but it's too late. We all saw the mask slip. No more Bethesda. Exactly, because you got Piddle Bucket, producer at Bethesda Game Studio, 42 sheet up, of course, out there reposting, or whatever the hell they call it over there at Blue Skying, circling back around the elementary school, just doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on all of their dog shit, reprehensible opinions and values. Nobody's saying you need to anoint Charlie Kirk for sainthood. Nobody's even calling for you to give your opinion on the guy. Just simply make games, shut up and code, but you can't. These people are fundamentally fucking broken, and we will see them be even more broken moving forward, because AAA really doesn't have anything for you. And now, if it hasn't been obvious for years, this situation is really driving it home. They fucking hate you and stop supporting people that fucking hate you. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.